Hey, what is going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I am super happy and excited to see all of you today. Long time no see. I have just been bogged down with work, really trying to scale my business and figure out my time management and all that fun stuff, but I think I have finally figured it out. I have a very busy day ahead of me. I have to get about 40 plus orders to get out, but a lot of those are big bundled orders, so I have almost 100 items to ship out today. Sales have been super good for my business. I've been getting about 40 to 75 orders per day during this past weekend and this week, so things have been very good and stable, and things have been kind of growing in certain areas I didn't expect. So I figured it would be fun in today's video to talk about how to turn your side hustle into a full-time business. Now I'm specifically going to talk about the reselling side hustle like I do. You know, I resell clothes, as you can see around here. You know, I resell clothes online for a profit. That is what I do, and it's my full-time business. There are a lot of part-time resellers out there, so use this video to help you scale your part-time reselling hustle into a full-time, you know, income replacing business. So maybe you could quit your day job and do this full-time and have the flexibility and freedom that, well, I have, you know, obtained now after doing this for years and years and years to, well, make an income on your own and be able to live off of it and hopefully thrive off of it as well. So this is going to be a fun but very educational and hopefully informative video, something that you can take and apply right away. I have tips and tricks for everybody, regardless of what stage you're at with your business, whether you're trying to take your side hustle and turn it into a full-time business, or maybe your business is already going really well and you're just looking for little ways to keep growing. I think there's going to be something in this video for each and every one of you. But before we jump into the meat and potatoes, I have to get some more inventory out of this unit before I take a break and, well, tell you guys about how to take your side hustle and turn it into a full-time business. So let's get some more items. I'll throw a quick time lapse on, we'll regroup, and we'll talk about how to do it. Let's go. Alright, so I got everything out of this unit that I have to get shipped today, and I will talk to you guys later this week about a few really good sales that I had this week. But before we do that, let's talk about how to actually turn your side hustle into a full-time business. Why am I qualified to talk to you all about this? Well, if you are new to the channel, first of all, thank you very much for being here. My name is Jacob, and well, I'm a full-time online reseller, primarily on the Poshmark app, and I did exactly that. I turned my little side hustle, you know, back in the day I used to sell vintage clothing just on the side, and I didn't make really, you know, life-changing money, but I slowly scaled that up into a full-fledged, full-time, six-figure, you know, 50-hour work week business. And well, I'm here to tell you exactly how you can do that with your side hustle as well. Okay, now how to realistically turn your side hustle into a full-time business. Now, like I said, I did this exact same thing with my business that I own today. Again, it's a six-figure reselling business. I started out selling vintage clothes just on the side on eBay and on Poshmark and on Etsy and all that stuff, and I made, you know, decent, you know, side hustle money. But I was really wanting to turn that into, well, a full-time business like I have today, primarily because I wanted to be my own boss. I wanted to control my hours. I didn't want a glass ceiling. I wanted to control my income. I wanted to make sure that the effort I was putting into whatever I was doing, aka selling clothes, it had a benefit that was equal to what I felt my time was worth. And I feel like I have achieved that now with my business, and I'm here to tell you, you can do the exact same thing. First step to doing that, step number one, I'm going to break this video down into multiple steps as well. Starting small. Now I know it can be really easy to dive into videos that, well, I like to make and other reselling and entrepreneurial creators like to make, and they can get you really amped up and make you really want to go super hard and throw everything you got at making a side hustle your full-time business. But I'm really here to tell you to start small. I don't think that is the most practical advice. I'm a big fan of starting small and gradually scaling your business. Well, quite frankly, if you start small and you learn as you go, you will have a much higher rate of success, in my opinion. It'll discourage you from jumping ship. It'll discourage you from quitting prematurely, and it'll ultimately discourage you from creating the full-time business you hope to have in the future. See these on my hands? See, my hands are all calloused up, and that's because I ship every single day, and I'm always out sourcing, and I'm always out, you know, just doing things with my business. Now, my business is actually fairly, you know, manual labor intensive, and while your business doesn't have to be, I have chosen that in order to save certain costs, but it's because I started small and I worked very, very hard to learn what I know now today. See, when you start small, you can fail small, and that is a big deal, because if you start big and you fail big, it can be really, really hard to pull yourself up by your bootstraps and get going again. For example, let's say you have a few $100s invested in your business, and let's say inventory and other miscellaneous costs. If everything fails and you're out a few $100s, that is not nearly as bad as if you were to take, you know, $20,000 worth of debt out and invest it in your business, and then you fail. You're gonna have a lot harder time recouping from that than merely a few $100s if you were to start small. So you started small, you have a little bit of a risk tolerance built up, you got a few sales under your belt, whatever it may be. Maybe you're really good at selling outerwear, or men's clothing, or women's clothing, or you have a good understanding of what you're able to source in your local area. Now, how do we actually build that into a full-time income? Well, here comes step number 2. You're gonna wanna have a scalability game plan. Now, for most people, if you're taking a side hustle and you're trying to turn it into a full-time business, I assume you're going to be wanting to replace a full-time income that you already have. In most cases, that means you're working a typical job and you're doing this on the side, and you're wanting to replace your typical day job's income by your side hustle. Here comes the scalability game plan, and what I think personally works the best is to figure out what you make on an annual basis on your day job and figure out how to do that with your business. For example, and I'm just going to use very simple, easy math here. Let's say you make $36,000 a year in your day job, and you're wanting to replace that with your side hustle income. $36,000 a year is a nice figure to use, and I think it's very obtainable for a lot of people, because that comes out to $100 per day. So you simply need to make a game plan to figure out how to scale your business to achieve $100 per day, so you can replace that with your current day job. In my opinion, if you can replace your current day job full-time income with your side hustle income, I think that is the transition when your side hustle becomes your full-time business, because you're effectively making enough money to live off of, assuming you replaced your regular day job's income. It comes down to the brass tacks of a scalability game plan. I like to be very, you know, simple with it. I'm a very simple thinker. I like kind of 1, 2, 3 step processes. I'm my most effective when I just have a simple game plan. So like I said, if you're trying to replace $36,000 a year, like I said, if you divide that by 365 days, it comes out to about $100 a day. So you have to make a game plan in order to make $100 a day with your business. And it can be as simple as, okay, I need to sell 10 items per day at $10 a piece to make $100 per day. And if you can sustain that through the year, you'll replace your $36,000 income. Or maybe you need to sell 5 $20 items, or 4 $25 items, or maybe you just have a really, you know, high-end business where you can sell really high-end items. Maybe you just need to sell $100 item per day, or maybe a $200 item every other day, or maybe a, you know, $500, $600, $700 item once a week. And doing that will allow you to take your side hustle and turn it into your full-time income, thus making it your full-time business. Okay, now on to the third step, and this is my favorite step of the equation. And a lot of people don't like to hear this, especially in the business and entrepreneurial space, because in the business and entrepreneurial space, everything is flashy and glitzy and expensive. And well, I don't really live that lifestyle, because the third step is being frugal. Why is that the third step? Because if you really want to take your side hustle and turn it into your full-time business, I don't think there is any better way to do that than being frugal. When I say being frugal, I simply mean living below your means. Here's the deal, a lot of us who want to start a business or get into the reselling industry do it because you want to make a lot of money. And I'm with you, I want to make a lot of money, but I think being frugal is absolutely vital, especially when you're transitioning from your side hustle to your full-time business. Frugal does a few things. It buys you time, it buys you a bigger margin of failure, it ultimately alleviates most of the stress that you will have with your business, which is a big deal. And those three things are the killers of a lot of businesses. And I always see a lot of people fail because of those three things. You know, maybe it's because somebody had a really good week or a really good month and they sold a bunch of stuff, and then they go out and they buy, let's say, a new car, they get a loan on it, and now their next month isn't as good, and now they're stressed, you know, maintaining the new car insurance and the new car payment and all this stuff. And you could really be like one flat tire away from just liquidating your entire business and giving up. So I highly recommend, if you're in the early stages of your business, be frugal. It can truly be a lifesaver, and the more money you can save, the more money you can invest into your business, thus the more money you will make in the long term. Right, so I don't want to make this a video too long-winded. I could go on like all day about how to scale and turn your business into a big full-time operation, because, well, I have 5+ years of experience doing this day in and day out. So maybe I'll make this a multi-video series, but for today, those are the 3 steps that I would recommend. Start small, get a scalability game plan, and be frugal. If you can mix those 3 things together, I think you have a real shot of turning your side hustle into a full-time business. All right, so that is today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you learned something as well. If it was fun to watch and educational, then I think I did my job. There you go. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. I'll see you guys next time. In the meantime, be good to one another. Peace.